Hey everyone, top lane is the ultimate counter pick lane. It can feel really difficult to win some matchups, especially in Season 12 where the game is filled with abominations like Fiora, Akali, or Irelia. I'm sure you all know how obnoxious it can be to lane against these champions in general, and even worse if they counter pick you. Well, today I'm going to break down a game where I'm on a gold smurf against a Fiora main and I intentionally counter picked myself. I use a smurf because I'm going to show you how well these general concepts work in your own ELOs no matter the champ. Also, the Fiora took Ignite instead of TP, which can make things even more difficult. And I'm going to break down how to play around that as well. Alright, the champion I picked into Fiora is Kled. This is Kled's worst matchup. If we look at u.gg, you can really see how insanely Fiora favored the lane is. Let's see how I handle it though. As laning starts, I have a Fiora specific tip right away for you. Notice, once I got in vision range of Fiora, the Vital appears on me, which is her passive. Luckily for me, it appeared on this side, which is exactly what I want. But if it appeared on the side of me closest to her, I could just get it to move by walking out of vision, then back into the lane. But anyways, the first thing I do is walk up and start auto-attacking minions. This is because I want to get the push advantage so I can hit level 2 first. Think about this. It literally does not matter what the matchup is or how bad or good it is. There is no champion that just straight up beats someone at level 1 if the other champion is level 2. So if I can hit level 2 first, I would technically be stronger than the Fiora who hard counters me. That's not all I'm going to do though, I also throw Q at Fiora. I notice a lot of low elo players have a bad habit of using abilities for CS when they don't have to, which this Fiora does in a few seconds. But by using my Q on her, it makes her run away from me, which is time she's not using to hit the wave and contest the push. I popped her bone plating and get a little bit of damage as well. But once my Q is down, notice how I change my positioning. This is actually a huge part of playing top lane that I notice low elo players don't understand or do. You need to constantly be thinking about where you should be standing in the lane, and I'm going to show you some examples here. Notice I'm putting myself as far away from Fiora as possible when I'm going for this last hit, since my Q is down. I wouldn't be able to trade back with her. I'm sure you're thinking that you do this all the time. The problem is, a lot of you do something similar where you stay far away like this, but you never position offensively when you need to, which you'll see an example of soon. After that though, Fiora does what I was talking about earlier, using her Q to grab that last hit. As soon as she does that, watch how my positioning changes. I don't have to be afraid of her anymore and my Q is coming up. But let's pause here. Look at how I moved up to this point, then intentionally clicked back. Did you know why I did this? Do you know why I'm trying to stay right here in this spot? So since my Q was coming up and her Q was down, it means I could potentially look for a trade or contest her CS basically. But if I just ran at her, she would probably run away, right? Instead, I walked up to where my Q would be in range to hit her if she goes for that minion. Now, she won't be scared to run away, and I can still punish as soon as she goes for it. It works perfectly, but the Vital spawning where it did was a bit unlucky and let her proc it to trade back a bit. Either way, that was good for me, and you see how important it is to pay attention to exactly where you are standing, so you can be ready to punish. Anyways, after that trade, her Q is down again, so this means my Q will come up before hers. You can see how I'm positioning knowing this, and it's making her feel like she needs to back off since she's not hitting the wave. While she's hitting nothing, I'm clearing minions and getting closer to level 2. And when she tries to move to a better spot to try and hit my Vital, I'm just going to move down and look to hit her with my own Q. I miss and she uses her Q to tag the Vital, so I lose that trade. But now the next wave is here. Notice I'm missing about 30 to 40% of my health. Normally I would use a potion, but because of all the small things I did earlier, I know I'm ahead in the push to level 2. And now that the next wave is here, I only need to kill one minion to level up. I start working on killing that last minion, and still I'm not using my potion. I even walk back a bit, acting scared of the Fiora as I wait for that minion to lose just a bit more health and be in last hit range. Once it's low enough, I walk up and hit level 2, and because of how scared I was playing along with not using that potion, Fiora jumped in with her Q at the same time. Like I said, it doesn't matter how bad the matchup is, she can't win while being a level down, so I'm looking to go all in here. I use E first and save Q because I was waiting for her to flash. She doesn't though, so I use my Q, but she uses Ignite and demounts me before trying to flash away. I just match her flash and finish her with an auto in my unmounted Q. And just like that, I'm getting first blood in the worst possible matchup for Kled. The thing is though, even if you get one kill, matchups like these are so difficult that one kill won't be enough to snowball. So let's clear this wave and crash it, then see how I snowball this lead. Because I crashed a slow push into her tower, it's going to slow push back to me now, meaning I don't need to TP back to lane. And if I did, she's under tower anyways, so I won't be able to do much to her. It's better to just walk back to lane here. When I get there, Fiora's doing a good job of slow pushing back to me. Even though I have 2 long swords and a Doran's blade, and she only has a Doran's blade, I still can't win with that big of a wave behind her. This also means I have to be a little careful when going for a last hit. If I walk up too far and she jumps on me, I won't be able to fight her back, so I could just take a bunch of free damage. But I know she took bone plating, so I used my Q to try and tag her and grab that last hit at the same time, but I didn't get either one. Also, this is a Kled specific tip, but notice I didn't use my third point yet to level up my W. This is because Kled's W activates right away when it's off cooldown. So by holding that level up until I actually go for a trade, I can guarantee I have it for that. And if you don't know, Kledd's W is a very important part of his kit. Most of his damage comes from it, and because he autos 4 times very fast, you basically always need it to remount before dying. But anyways, as Fiora slowly pushes to me, I have to respect her wave and position behind mine. If she tries to fight me back here, she won't have the help of that big wave, so I'm comfortable in this position and can walk up for that last hit. After that, Fiora has 1 minion left to grab, meaning after she clears that, her entire wave will walk forward and hit me if I try to fight her. But I still walk up and use my Q on her anyways, and you're about to see why. It pops her bone plating like before, but then she uses Q and W together to try and stun me using my Q pull, but I'm ready to E away as soon as I see it. This brings me to the next really important concept that applies to any matchup no matter how hard you're counterpicked. Every champion has a crucial ability that you need to play around. For Fiora it's her W, for Jax it's his E, Irelia W, Kled W, etc. These abilities have long cooldowns because of how strong they are. In this specific matchup, Fiora's W is one of the main reasons she counters Kled so hard. She can block my Q entirely, which would block the damage and the 60% healing reduction, which is obviously very important versus Fiora. On top of that, she can stun me if she hits me with the W, and it lowers my attack speed. When my Q is down, all my damage comes from auto attack, so if she Ws my Q and hits me with it, I'm pretty screwed. And that's why even though I knew I couldn't trade with her, I was still trying to hit her with Q to try and bait out the W, and it worked perfectly. Now that her W is down and I haven't skilled up my own W, I have kill pressure. I'm going to need my E though, which is down for 11 seconds, so while waiting for it, I'm going to auto minions to try and clear as many minions as I can since she has a pretty big wave. On top of this, I'm close to level 4, so I want to hit that if I can. I hit level 4 as Fiora walks back into lane after warding, so I put a second point in my Q while saving the point for my W still. I fish for a Q and land it, while she dashes in with her Q. At this point, she's already dead. She used flash earlier and her W is down, so she can't get away. My E isn't up yet though, so I walk up to stay in range, then level up my W and all in to get the second solo kill. And if you look at the wave after she dies, her wave has more minions than mine. This means the wave is frozen, pushing to me. She doesn't have TP, and I don't have enough wave clear to crash this wave on the tower before she gets back to lane. This means the best way for me to extend my lead is to keep it frozen and let her wave kill mine the whole time she's gone. To do this, I just need to make sure her wave is bigger than mine. I'm going to kill a good amount of minions though, to thin out the wave before she gets back. Now that she's back, there are multiple important factors at play. First, her ignite is going to be back up. Second, I haven't spent my gold and I have a lot of it. And third, I'm missing a good amount of health. If this wasn't such a hard counter matchup, I could just go in and kill her here with my level lead probably. But because of these things, I'm going to use my TP advantage to look for a trade and try to get some health from her, then recall and TP back in. Sadly, I don't have many chances to get any small trades in as she's just giving up CS the whole time until she hits level 4. And then once she hits level 4, I need to be even more careful so I don't get any real damage on her before deciding to recall. I make sure to recall in range to get experience though, so I hit level 6 before it finishes. Then I have to make sure to TP on the minion before she clears it. If she crashes the wave on the tower, she could reset for free without the threat of me freezing like before. I just barely get the TP off before it dies, and you can see the wave will stay frozen now. Just like with the level 2 advantage, a level 6 one is the same. Nobody wins at level 5 for someone that's level 6. So now I can go back to pressuring her and looking for an all-in. As soon as she uses Q to go for this minion, I jump in with E and Q, and she uses her W way too early, maybe predicting that I'll use my ult or something. But sadly, I miss my Q that would have finished her off, and she just barely lives. She should be forced to recall now, so I'm focused on pushing the wave as fast as I can, but making sure to save one charge of Q in case she overstays, and to my surprise, she runs out of the brush, definitely trying to outplay with her W and ignite or something, but she just dies to my Q. Alright, at this point, I'm far enough ahead that the counterpick really means nothing, and she's going to be useless for a long time. So as you can see guys, even in top lane, the lane of counterpicks, and even when I counterpick myself into the worst possible matchup, fundamentals are more important and will carry you through these.
So you might be asking yourself, why go to skillcap.com to improve when I could just watch YouTube guides or play the game? Well, let me show you. Let's say you're a top laner who's struggling to climb the ladder. Not only would you get over 45 site exclusive courses for top lane, but maybe really what you've been struggling with is trading in top lane. Well, we got you covered with 4 different courses breaking down how to trade as a top laner. Not only do we have the largest catalog of guides for League of Legends in the entire world with over 1,500 videos to watch, but these are then curated by the top coaches and players into courses on every skill and topic you need to master in order to truly improve and climb the ladder. If all of this wasn't enough, we haven't even touched on our catalog of over 700 Smurf commentaries, where a challenger expert shows you how to climb out of your rank and you're guaranteed to get any questions answered by them directly. Not to mention, we're the only service to offer a rank improvement guarantee. If you don't climb at least 5 divisions while actively using SkillCap, you can claim a refund, no questions asked. So what are you waiting for? Head to skillcap.com and get the rank you've always wanted. Link in the description below.
But that's going to bring us to the end of this video. We hope you enjoyed it, and thanks for watching.